Okay, we are live. Hey, God, you guys are so quick. Y'all share the live out. The boxes will come into play as soon as Monkey gets in here. I was just trying to get it pulled together, get a banner up, put a picture up so people know who we're talking about. Let me see if I can adjust the boxes now so that we can actually see. There we go. That makes it a little bit better. I'm going to try to adjust it to the other one. I think it won't let me do that until I actually have somebody in the boxes. Y'all were on it. Not a minute to spare. It is a little bit better. It'll get better when I change the way the boxes are. Hey, Dollar Diva. This live is going to be about the psychic medium, Nikki, as many of you know. Yes, that's what we're here to talk about, the fraudulent medium. And harmful. A lot of you witnessed what happened today in our live, where she triggered someone, unfortunately, and it really made my heart break because I thought how many people that we didn't know about that aren't on live, that are sitting behind their phone screens, could be having this same reaction to that. So that's something that she's not very mindful of. And her self-awareness is just completely non-existent, and that's problematic as well. And that just really bothers me because Monkey had a whole support system behind her, and how many people don't? That scares me. How many people are lonely that are in her room every day, um, that might live alone, or they're home alone all day? Um, those kind of people, that worries me tremendously when they don't have somebody there. That's worrisome. And we watched that today, and I ended that live. We were going to anyway, and it didn't matter if I had just started, and one of my friends was having, that happened. I would end it. I don't care. It's not that important to me. The well-being of people is by far more important. That's why we're talking about this. Um, and I just, it breaks my heart to think that there could have been other people that were sitting in that room with her that we don't have any way to support, and their reactions are valid, and went without her caring about it or acknowledging it or even having something to say at the end of it. And do you know what she did at the end of it? Because I started getting messages and I went back in there. At the end of it, what she did has had her hands up in the screen, acting as if she was gonna solve, I think, that woman's child's stomach problems, y'all. Um, that's gross behavior. That's gross. She didn't end it with a words that might would have been a little bit healing, or would have soothed people who she may have triggered. No, it was ended with some more bullshit, with her hands up in the screen, acting as if she's powerfully, fixing somebody from, her phone over there. And that's dangerous in itself. Let's be for real. This pretending to fix people's medical ailments could get somebody to not go seek medical treatment. Monkey, you can let guests up in the boxes. Unless, do you want to do your timeline and all that first, and then we'll start with the guests?
Sure, I can do that.
Yeah. Monkey's is God, she put a lot of work in. She really did a deep dive, and she's got made like a really good timeline up, and we're gonna like give that just for some basic overview of what's going on, and then we're going to let people that have been dealing with this even longer than we have come up and share their stories and talk about the things they've seen and put their 2 cents worth in it. Anyone's welcome to do that. Um, Moderators, if you guys would take I don't care, like you guys can deal with the boxes, but we're gonna let Monkey go first, and I'm gonna try to switch this layout up so we have the regular squares or like the two side by side ones. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Fluid grid, is that what we need? Yeah, there we go. And then as soon as Monkey, after she gives her little timeline, we'll fill, if we have to fill all 9 boxes up. Thank you, Em. I think you have box power. I think all my mods have box power in here. And then we'll start bringing up our guests and they can speak. But I just think this will be a good summary and overview of the basic timeline of what's transpired here for about 2 years. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and I'm going to let Monkey have the floor.
Okay,
If you're
everybody.
ready.
Yep, I'm ready. First, I just wanted to say thank you for everybody reaching out to me about my miniature breakdown I just had on live. I really appreciate all the love and support. I'm good. I'm doing okay. So we're ready. Okay. So I tried to dig as deep as I could into this timeline. I had found there were 2 videos that were shared to me and that I had reposted, and a lot of my timeline is from her. And then I was trying to fill in the blanks, and I just really didn't get too far into, I was so deep into 2023. So here we go. Mikki is a mom of 3 kids. She is in her 50s. I believe 56 is her exact age. I'll let you know that she lives in the state of Kentucky because she does at least let you know that. I'm not going to drop her actual real name or her city or anything additional. So in 2023, November 3rd, 2023, Mikki lost her husband of 34 years to an overdose. From what I can gather, it seems like a very traumatic and very sad story in which Mikki found him and Mikki attempted CPR on her own husband. That, to me, is tragic. That is the saddest story to have to experience. The loss of a husband is one thing. The fact that you've lost your partner of 34 years is another. Having found him, having to help give him CPR, all of those things are very traumatic. So that's where all of this kind of starts. About November 5th, she starts posting that she's finding coins and seeing signs from her husband. I believe the finding coins was saying that she had found their birth years on a coin, and nobody had done, like, they had never been able to find their birth years before. So she had started finding coins as a sign from her husband. On November 12th, Mikki has her own psychic reading on TikTok. The medium's name was Nicole Marie Intuitively, but I can't find the person. The person that made the video can't find the person. So her page is now gone. But this psychic gave Mikki a very positive reading. I had yet to go back and completely listen to that whole thing. She was just ecstatic with her results and the contact with her husband. A couple days later, and by the end of the month, oh, she has a new page bringing awareness? Okay. By November 20th, 2023, the end of the month, she starts seeing numbers and a license plate that she believes is also a sign from her husband. And December 3rd, she posts a video where she speaks on her, well, she's trying to show you that her husband is playing with her hair. And what it looks like is just one, like, flyaway hair is just kind of gently moving. And that is her impression of her husband touching her hair. She obviously was deeply looking for these signs from him, again, from such a tragic loss, and she was looking for him everywhere. I have a note that says she was doing live readings within a month after her husband's passing, but I don't have a date written down as to when her first reading was. but that means she was doing readings in 2023 prior to um after her husband passed away. Um I have some little side notes. One of the side notes I have about her husband is I understand this Elvis connection she brings up. Um, Her husband very much kind of gives me that vibe. She has a pinned video of him on her TikTok, and it's him speaking some positive words, and he just kind of has that Elvis kind of hairstyle, and he kind of has like a deep voice, and I think her connection with Elvis is a connection to her husband. In 2024, I found her first TikTok in February. At the end of the month, she announced that she would be doing live readings. Literally the same day, she posted her second TikTok, and it's a TikTok rant to haters that are saying she's not a medium. So literally within her second TikTok, she was battling out the trolls. February 27th, she had posted a video talking about how she is self-taught and that she was creating a business plan to go full-time. I'm a little confused by the timeline in 2024 just because in March she announces that she was going to do Facebook readings. But I think that's because I believe that was the time that we thought TikTok was going to go away. That year that we kept getting it taken away and put back, taken away. That was 2024, right? Not 2025.
Yes. Well, it was the very beginning of 2025 is when it went down because it was in January. I think it was like the 16th or 17th, if I remember.
Okay, yeah.
But it would have been anticipated for months prior into 2024.
Yeah, so I think that's what it was. She was kind of prepping that she would have to move from TikTok, possibly to Facebook. She was also bringing up that she has a YouTube. She was apparently going as Mikki the Medium at first, and at some point has now changed her name to what we see today as the Psychic Medium Mikki. I'd also have a side note here in 2024 that says RIP to the ring light that she purchased and I don't see anymore. So I don't know if we lost it, if we broke it. I don't know what happened, but I wish that ring light would come back because she could use that in the shed. I don't have a lot for 2025. Again, I was still building and I kept deep diving further and further into 2023 because I had so much information. But the first shed spotting was in September of 2025. So that is when the family had then, at that point, asked her to stop filming inside and doing her readings in the house and that she needed to go out into the shed. Um, I also have a note that she was in a catfish relationship that we believe happened in 2024, if not early 2025. So again, those are pretty much my only dates that I have. Any other dates that we figure out tonight, I'm going to slide into my timeline and then I can update it and do a video or something about my full timeline. I just think it's more interesting to try to figure out where someone came from and learning about exactly how this started for her. Um, she's been in 2 catfish relationships. Wow. And that's got to hurt after having the loss that she experienced. And today she announced she's ready to start dating again. Yep. So that's all I have for timeline, unfortunately. My 2024, my 2025 are not that in depth. I just figured a lot of the stories tonight was going to put all that stuff together. And then I have stuff on spiritual psychosis that we can discuss later. But there's my timeline, and I think we can bring up people to help fill in the blanks.
Absolutely. I appreciate that, Monkey. I know that was a lot of work. I do know today she mentioned when she had the one person in the box that she took only $20 from, expecting the other $30 later on. The discussion was brought up where at first she was charging $25, and then in last year the price went up to $35, and then at the beginning of this year it went to 50. someone, her brilliant mod Broccoli pointed out today that the Fair Use Act can't be used to try to prevent someone from making money. By no means am I trying to do that. I don't. I also want to be very clear. We don't hate this person. She continually puts that narrative out there. We don't. I kind of feel sorry for her. It does anger me what she's doing to other people. I do say that I probably have a little bit of animosity built up in me after I saw what happened with Monkey today, because I think that is just an example of what could be going on behind the screens of so many phones every day, because we don't know what is triggering all the people that are watching.
Yeah.
I do not hate her. I just want her to understand that. I would love it if she would quit with that narrative. We are not haters. What we are is people that see something that we think is very harmful, and that is a complete farce and scam. Um, I am not here to make her life miserable, to hurt her family, to hurt her for that matter. She wants to say that we set her up like with Rhonda. That's not true. Rhonda came in. Rhonda was like, hey, I'm interested in this. I want to see if she can read me. Because Rhonda was not a easy nut to crack, so to speak, she wasn't going to give her the information that she needs to discern things or to make the obvious statements that she does. To say to someone like, oh, your parents wish they could be here with you when you're having trouble with this, you know, like Shay said earlier, duh. You know what I mean? Yeah, every parent would say that. Or when someone would, she would say to them, your mom says she really loves you and misses you. Yeah, duh. You know what I mean? These
Yeah.
things are so obvious and so blatant. I don't even know that a medium would need to tell you these things, because you already know that. You already know that
Hmm.
your parents loved you. I mean, I think that's an across the board unconditional kind of thing. And I just wanted to point that out. We can get to our guests. I hate to leave people waiting.
Yeah. And for those asking what happened today, I was just severely triggered by what her and her sitter were discussing. It hit very close to home to my own personal story, and it just broke me. I had a moment. I had to step away from the live, but I'm okay now. But like she said, this is what we're talking about. I could be one of many that's experiencing this on a daily basis with the topics that she discusses.
Right, and she doesn't leave anyone with peace afterwards at all. There's no peace. Um, a lot of people do like a cleanse and they try to do some peaceful stuff afterwards. She doesn't do that. It's just kind of like, okay, bye. Let me do some weird stuff with my hands in the camera. Um,
Right.
I mean, that's the other problem with it. She could be at least leaving people with a little, like, a mantra, some kind of peaceful something. I don't want to call it a prayer, a message, possibly something like that. She should be leaving people with a cleansing of what's just went on, and but that's missing to me. That's like something that's really needed and not there. Anyway, who do we have up first? Shay, do you want to come on up? I don't know how we want to start. I see there's a couple people. Who's LP and Proud Firewife? Are you guys wanting in the box, or did you accidentally click? There comes
I was
Shay.
gonna say those I can't see, but I got Shay.
Hey guys, how you
Hey,
doing?
good. How are you?
I'm doing really good. Thank you so much for having me.
We appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us for a little bit and having a conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. And hello to everybody. So for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Shay Rosemary Limtiaco. I my profile is MH hypnosis because I created a new hypnosis technique that works much more deeply, and I wanted my work to revolve around the hypnosis more than the mediumship. But a lot of you knew me as Ethereal Connections, which I am notorious for going after scammers. The first scammer that I really went after was Lelania, and so I'm going to bring together that timeline too for you guys because there's a history with Mikki that kind of comes to how I met and got to know how I got to know Mikki. I started out simply as a tarot reader and a medium. Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh, you guys are so sweet. I started out simply as a tarot reader and a medium, and after getting my own healing as a far right cult survivor, I went through violent abuse and got full healing with the techniques that I have advanced. I became a hypnotherapist, and then that kind of became the center. About 3 years ago, I was alerted first to Medium Lelania, who is another scammer on here that uses the same tactics as Mikki does. They're actually one and the same. It kind of baffles me that they don't get along and they copy each other. It's very clear when you watch the two of them that they watch each other's lives and then they try to take the techniques or practices they think is working for the other and try doing it on their life with no background, no training. Um, this includes attempting to do Reiki and just putting hands up and not knowing what you're doing to send healing to the person. This also looks like focusing on death and re-traumatizing people with their guesses on how somebody died, or so-called remote viewing, which ends up just being guesses on things like, oh, did they like Fritos chips, or did they go to a bonfire? Did they like bonfires then? Like random things that mean nothing. And I used to joke around with things that, because of things that are true for most everyone, which, Mikki does guess a lot of things that are true for pretty much everyone. I would joke in the chat and say things like, have they ever put their shoes on the right feet? Have they ever tied their shoes? Have they ever brushed their teeth before? And just joke and poke back because I'm just like, duh, like, it's just like, there's just so many. So something that I was trying to do with both of them, as most of you know by now, watching the live that I did with Mikki because she brought me in the box, and then I have a history through my videos. I tried to very kindly approach Mikki because after about 2 years of going back and forth just with Lelania and I finally backed off from each other, and I tried to be nice to her. But I saw that when I took my attention away from Lelania for a long time, and I would ignore her videos, I wouldn't respond to a damn thing she said about me. I basically wanted her to get bored with me and leave me alone. She shifted her energy over to Mikki and started really bullying the living hell out of Mikki in ways that I thought were unfair. I get it. Mikki doesn't do legitimate readings. And, I learned as I watched her for myself that she's a scammer. But I didn't think that anybody should be bullied relentlessly. And I actually felt bad for her because with Lelania Cagnard, she uses hate speech, even calls people things like the R word. I'm under the trans umbrella. I'm non-binary. I actually prefer they, them. I got transphobic remarks, homophobic, the R word. The hate speech is just so vile and so bad. And that started shifting to Mikki because she's like, if I can't fight with Shay and get Shay to participate where I get more people to be curious about me and come here, let me focus on this Mikki chick. And so she focused on Mikki. I was like, oh shit. And Mikki seems really nice. Like, at the surface level, put aside the scammer part, I just want to look at the human, right? So I went over to Mikki's live. Actually, I was scrolling through TikTok and Mikki had come up because I didn't know what Mikki's username was. I've never watched one of Mikki's lives before. Not once. And I saw her and I said, I'm just going to pop in. I just want to let her know who I am in case she knows, hey, we both have been bullied by Lelania. She calls us vile names and hate speech. I just want to show you a little bit of love and let you know that I hope you're having a good day. Well, Mikki recognized my name and asked me if I would come up to talk about that situation. And she had asked me if it was true that I had been talking bad about her, about Mikki. I said, no. I said, Mikki, I've never met you. I've never been in a single live. I've never met you a day in my life. I know about you because there are some very vile videos by Lelania attacking you. And I just want you to know that you're not alone, because I've done this round and round with Lelania, who I've gone after for scamming, especially scamming without giving any refunds, for like 2 years. I just want you to know that you're not alone, because I can tell it's really upsetting you. And if you listen to that entire thing, I'm encouraging Mikki. And I said, I listened to a few of your lives, not a few lives, but I mean, a few readings. Excuse me. Let me be specific here, because I've never watched a live before with Mikki. I try to, without accusing her of anything, to just talk about ethics and mediumship, and how you shouldn't focus in mediumship. There's several things here. You shouldn't focus on the death and what happened. Readings should always bring value to the person's life and bring things full circle. Guessing random things or random facts that don't connect to a heartful message, that it doesn't bring any meaning. It's just like, okay, what does it matter? What does it matter that my dad liked, liked Fritos, or going to bonfires, or freaking, like baseball? Can you bring a message together with baseball? Is there something about it? Just, is he trying to give me a sign using baseball? Bring it together. There should be a full, everything that you say should connect, and you should bring value to their life. If you're not bringing value to the person's life you're doing readings for, it's not even worth a penny. It's not worth a goddamn dime if it does not bring value to the person's life. And it shouldn't re-traumatize them. It shouldn't be focused on death. It should be focused on their life and connecting you to the person as you knew them, and and very evidential with ample proof. I try to share all this stuff with ethics, and she was telling me that she felt like the only way that she could prove it was that she was really good at connecting with the death, and that was the way that she does it. And I tried to encourage her away from it. There, in no way was there any negativity. I wasn't harmful in any way. I'm actually going to repost that session tonight. I'm actually newly pregnant, and I'm just got a lot of rest this afternoon, and my energy was crazy. I did not get a chance to repost it, because everything's just crazy right now. I got a lot I'm adjusting to. But I tried to guide her, and then I did a reading for her. I said, can I do a reading for you, just to show you as an example? Thank you, everybody. Can I just do a reading for you to give you an example? And she said, yeah. I did a really detailed, a very deeply detailed reading that made her emotional and brought her to tears, and highly evidential. And there was nothing about death. And I wanted to do it to give her an example, and hope that if this was all to settle with her, maybe she would give it a try. And I said, like, everybody has these gifts within them. I did tell her what I tell everybody. We all have these intuitive gifts. We can all access them, but it's learning how to legitimately access them. It's about developing those gifts by practicing, and it's also learning about ethics and boundaries. And she didn't take anything that I said to heart. She even forgot about the reading. I called her out very gently about how she claimed that her gifts are trauma induced. Oh yes, discernment. That's a big one too. Thank you, Lemon. And I said, no, it's not trauma induced. I actually walked her through it, and everything seemed to make sense to her. And I saw her relax increasingly talking to me. I saw what looked like her taking it in, and it was a really good and very kind conversation. And I offered my friendship to her, and that I was even willing to work with her and help her, because I teach people, I mentor people. I mentored Ashley in Spirit, who's in the chat, and she's taken off and she has her own work and her own business. There's some people in the chat here that used to come to me who are now just brilliant. I was offering to help her, and I got off, and in the same live after I left, I stayed to see what she does with it. And sure enough, she got more readings, and she was doing the same practices that she always been, and she trashed everything that I said right off the bat. I saw enough readings that were traumatizing or re-traumatizing people, or were not helpful, or didn't add value to lives, or had no boundaries, no ethics, no discernment, no nothing. And I started to call out and say, that's it. I'd hate to do this. I know she's not going to like this very clearly. She doesn't take criticism very well, but I'm going to have to make a statement. And especially because she made a video and she made a statement saying that I was endorsing her work. And I needed to make clear to everybody, no, I don't endorse Mikki. The fact of the matter is, I never met her before then. I started out encouraging because of Lelania. But from the little bit that I saw, I just wanted to leave her with good nuggets of information, help, offerings to her. And when she blew it up to be way more than it was, to where it looked like it was going to hurt my credibility because I was not endorsing her, I was just pushed in a position where I just needed to clarify that and make a statement, and then call out, Mikki, I'm really disheartened that here I took all this time with you, and it's you've changed nothing about your practices. And I said, you really could have a legitimate business if you wanted to, but you're going to have to do the work. And so that's basically the story. I mean, she and Lelania still go back and forth, and I watch both of their lives, and they're feeding off of each other. But what I'm also noticing is that Mikki still watches my lives, focusing on Mikki and putting aside Lelania here, even though they both do it. Mikki is still watching my lives because I am hearing parts of my hypnosis script. I'm hearing things that I say, like in mediumship, and little prayers or quotes that I use. I'm hearing she's sounding more and more like me and using things that I can tell she's been on my live. Or if I call something out and she feels personally attacked, even if I don't say her name, that she starts going on a rampage about. So I know that if she's not sending Sean, she has these other profiles. So she's watching, but she's not learning. And what all of this tells me with this history and with what's going on with her as well as Lelania is they're not willing to learn. Mikki is not willing to learn. Mikki is not willing to do the work. She doesn't want to grow. She doesn't want to develop. She simply wants your money. Plain and simple. I think that's pretty much everything that I've had. That's my journey with Mikki. I now jump in, and I also I'm trying to educate people on how to get real readings. I will say as a last note that something that I have been doing in my lives is doing a demonstration of real mediumship readings for free, just in the chat. I can read any of you and tell you what your gifts are, your strongest gifts, and do a quick read on you right off the bat. And you don't tell me shit. I don't need a picture. I could read monkey, and that's not a picture of her. That's art of a monkey. And when it's so detailed and so evidential, and to show people, because I'm teaching people to raise the bar, to know what to look for in a real reading, to look for real mediums, so that way you can stop going to scammers and stop giving scammers like Mikki your money. Mikki doesn't need your money or your pity. Mikki needs help. Mikki needs a therapist, serious therapy. And what triggers me the most when it comes to this situation, besides the fact that I hate seeing vulnerable people getting hurt, is how she's treating her daughter. Because again, I grew up in a far right Christian cult, and it may not be that extreme, but I'll tell you this. I have dealt with narcissistic and abusive parents. I grew up with that. I have such a horrendous journey with people that are like Mikki, even if she's not, I don't know, I take it she's not, at least not the violent type, but with her words, her anger and her issues and her narcissism. And my heart goes out to broken daughter so much. I cry for her because I know what it is to have this distant narcissistic parent who just does not give two fucks about her family. Because if she gave two fucks, she wouldn't ignore them and their emotional needs, and she would support them and listen to them when they say, "Hey mom, you're hurting me with your behavior." It pisses me off to no end. So if broken daughter, I assume that you are in here. I just want you to know how much I'm sending you love, how much I support you, how I am a safe place for you. If you ever want to come and message me, you can reach out to me at any time. And just know that, despite what Mikki says about how I'm a threat to her family too, or whatever, I'm no threat. Now I may call her all sorts of names in my life because I'm not going to use a filter for shit. But I do wish you guys would have the healing that you need and that things would be better for you. And I'm so sorry for what you're going through. And to everybody who may be in here who were directly harmed by Mikki. That is also, again, I'm Shay. I was at Thero Connections. I'm MH Hypnosis. Any of you can reach out anytime. I'm available. So
I think that's one thing
questions.
everyone can agree about is the daughter. And I said from the like I wish that her mom would just sit down and have a conversation with her. Stop saying the lines about like you just think I'm a monster. Oh, you say I'm a monster, and her daughter's not saying that to her. Um, she's making a narrative that doesn't exist for pity, to make her daughter feel guilty for saying that she doesn't like it, for saying that she feels it's wrong. So she, induces guilt on her to make her stop saying those things. And that's a tough thing to live with. That's rough. That's
Yeah.
anybody. I'm sure you understand. You just said that you had, some narcissism within your family. I do too, and that's one of the
Yeah.
hardest things. It's feeling like no matter what you do, it's never going to help. It's feeling like
Yeah.
if you say something, you're going to be looked at as a horrible person for saying it. They always are twisting the narrative, turning you in to the bully, the abuser. You think I'm a monster. You just hate me. That whole narrative is so strong within her. That's why she's immediately like, oh, they're my haters. Oh, and not only is that a grab at, feel sorry for me. Look at what these people are doing to me. Yes, the walking on eggshells. That is a wonderful way to put it. You do feel like that.
Yes.
But that's not only is she trying to get people to feel sorry for her, to make it look, she's also trying to say, all these people are lying about me at the same time. When I don't know how anyone can sit in there and not see through, like, or have the moment of, like you were saying today, duh. Like, oh, your mother says she loves you a lot. Really?
Right.
Shocking.
Duh.
You don't say,
I would hope your mother loves you and that that's not new information, right? And Mikki says she says that I was brainwashed by the Reddit folks and exposing scammers and all of that. No. And Mikki, if you're listening to this, that's my message right here. I was not brainwashed by anybody. Stop telling that story every time you name drop me. If you're gonna name drop me, then fucking like at least spit facts, right? And whatever, and then share your fucking opinion, whatever. I was not brainwashed by anybody. It does not take long to see that Mikki's a scammer. It does not. It takes listening to one reading. You don't even need to listen to multiple readings because there's no reading that is accurate, that is good. Watch one and you already know. I just stepped back and watched her and realized what was going on, and then I continued to watch and became more and more mortified. I formed my own opinion. So that's it. That's all I gotta say. But thank you for having me up, and I'm glad to share, and thank you all for your kindness and having me here.
absolutely. You can stay up here if you like. If you don't, you can come back. It's up to you what you want to do.
Yeah, you can stay up here. We can build a panel and maybe bounce things off each other. That'd be fine.
Oh, okay, great. I'll just mute for now until I have anything to offer up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Dee.
Welcome, Dee.
Hi, ladies.
Hi. I hope you're doing well this evening.
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Good.
Okay, so my journey with Mikki started in 24, and I had began watching her. And a little bit of background about myself. My daughter, at the age of 9, came into her mediumship. I had never really practiced mine, so I had to learn very quickly on how to protect her. I do tell this story quite often in my lives, just kind of educate people about me. I then went on to reading tarot. I was doing pendulum, never really got into the rods. And then I do work with a spiritual advisor who has been one for over 30 years, and she helps me guide me and, create balance and learn more about my mediumship as it increases. I started watching Mikki and I was like, you know what? This is not it. This isn't it. So I inboxed her, and I was on an alternate account because I watched her delete people, block people, cuss people out. Well, not so much cuss, but not being very nice to them. And I said, you know what, you really should be ashamed of yourself because of the way that you're hurting people. You're taking money from people and you're giving them false readings. She immediately blocked me, and then I'm not really sure how she figured out who I was on Reddit, but I got on, I went on to Reddit one day and I had a message from somebody, and I'm gonna see, you guys bear with me. I don't really know how to do green screen with, okay, wait.
I can walk you through it if you need.
If you don't mind, I'm still a
Sure.
little,
Tap on your box like your picture,
yeah,
and that should bring up the ability for you to turn on your camera. From
gotcha.
there, at the bottom, if you scroll over, there's all the little filters you can put on.
Yep.
You scroll over and you hit that arrow, it should bring up a list, and it says like different
there
things
it
in
is.
green screen. Yes, I
Yeah.
think it's is it the first one that's in there? It looks like a big square.
Okay, there we go. So I'll move
You
my
gotta
head
hit
out of the
save.
way.
You have to hit save before you. Yeah, there you
There we
go.
go.
There you
So
go.
this is,
Let me give you a bigger box.
okay.
There you go.
So this is Sean. I am Jaded Exchange, and he proceeds to message me and says, "Oh, you know, Mickey's basically talking crap about me in her live." So he says, "Thanks for confirming that was you. That's all a setup to confirm this was you, Diane Brewer. You'll be getting court papers in the mail to Melbourne, Florida." Now, how did he know where I lived or what my name was? That's kind of creepy to me. So then I go into Mickey's live, and where is it? Where did it go? Bear with me, guys. I happen to see, I don't know where it went. Bear with me.
You're fine. No panicking. It's cool. It's
Well,
hard to tell what pictures you're getting because they're super tiny, you guys. So I totally understand what she's struggling with right now.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to it because I know that I saved it.
Smith, this is not the live for that. You picked the wrong one. Oh my God.
I can't find Sorry, guys. I can't find it right now. I don't know what I did with it unless, okay, wait, can you pull that? Can you make that one big?
That's as big as it's gonna get.
Okay. Can you see that that's my profile picture?
Yes.
And that's Sean's A Time to Act.
Oh, okay. So he stole your profile picture and was in there.
He was taking screenshots of my live, of me on my live reading Pendulum. And then the other picture that I have that I don't know where it went or I can't find, I'll go back and put it up. Mikki actually has a picture of me in her background. And it was the same day that she was also going after, was it KD in the baseball? She's in here. But it was the same day because she had the same picture up in her background, and then she was going back and forth between me and K and D right here. So then we went on to,
can we point out how unprofessional, like if you're on your live to do readings, why are you on your live with somebody else's picture in your background? Why are you doing all this bullying type of activity here? Like on your live with your moderator. If one of my moderators came in here with Mickey's picture, I would be like, what the hell are you doing? Right. We don't do that over here. That's not what we're here to do. But let me tell you what, none of my moderators would ever. That's not the kind of people they are. But that should be called out. Like that is that's wild behavior. That doesn't even make sense.
Well, here is so you see how it says AKA D Love 181 Jaded Exchange. So these are, again, this is something that he took off of Reddit. Let me see. Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're fine.
Oops. Let me see. This
You're
is.
right. He is a lot like that, and that's disturbing.
Here's another one. He literally went on my Facebook page, and this is something that he said, I will never find a love or whatever. Well, I'm sitting next to the love of my life now. So joke's on you, Sean. You didn't get what you wanted. But yeah, he's talking crap there. So he literally went real life. He found out where close I live to, because then him and Mikki were actually joking about how he got a promotion and he's moving to Melbourne and he's working at Walmart, and it happened to be the Walmart next to my house. Like just real, like serious stuff. So you know what? I'm one of those FAFO kind of girls, and I went real life on him. And yes, I went to his job, and I really don't care, because a lot of this was being done on company time.
Instant follow.
Thank you. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. One of my friends, and she's in the chat, and I'm not going to blow her spot up. We worked together on figuring out who he was, of course, along with my mediumship ability and being able to confirm it with my spiritual advisor. We put it together. We figured out exactly who he is, where exactly he worked, what exactly what he worked at. And I got in contact with his store manager and had a very lengthy conversation. I sent in the screenshots. They were able to show that, yes, in fact, he was on the clock, on the camera, on Mikki's Live, harassing people.
God.
I do want to say, we frown on any kind of things like that over here. Like we try not to. Like I told her daughter, I will never dox her. I will never cause her some kind of problem in her real life. Now, what you decide to do when you have a personal beef with somebody else, that's on you. But I have made the statement that that's not what we're going to do. Monkey and myself, or any of the people that are in my circle, we will not participate in that. We are not here to hurt her or cause her any kind of damage to, we're not here to, as Debbie would put it, y'all, harass her home or anything like that. We're not doing that.
Right.
Yeah, see, my thing was they harassed me nonstop for 4 to 5 months. He legitimately tore my confidence down. I was in a lot of pain. I was very overweight. Going back and forth to the doctors, them making fun of me. If I blew my nose online, they were talking crap about me on the next day of live. If I was eating fruit, they were talking crap about me the next day. Like it was nonstop, like to the point where I was just like, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm a Leo.
I'm not negating. I will never negate the story you have or what you did. No, I won't.
I know it wasn't right in a sense to go real life, but you went real life on me.
Right. I totally understand. And I get it. Eye for an eye. Totally. I totally understand.
Eye for an eye, tit for a tit.
Basically, fortunately, mine can be questionably bigger than his now, but there's a lot of personal stuff too about Sean that I have figured out that I haven't said anything about, and I won't, because at the end of the day, everyone knows who is spiritual and in the mediumship community, karma comes right back. And it's just, they broke, whether Mikki and Sean knew it or not, they really did break my spirit for a little while, because everything that I was going through. And then it was kind of like, there's a video on Reddit where she's arguing with somebody called Blessed Bee. Well, that's me. That's me being able to finally confront her. And she's freaking out on me, talking about, you lied to my children, and you did this, and you turned my daughter against me. No, I didn't. I never did. Your daughter sees you for who you are, and you don't want to believe that. She's seeing it with her own eyes.
Broccoli, aka Sean, he was in her chat today saying, I will try to get a box over there. And I said outright, you don't have to try. We have an open door policy. We would love for her to come talk to us. We would love for him to come talk to us. I would love for any of her moderators to come talk to us. And they don't have to, But we are going to start pointing out who is enabling the behavior. We are going to start doing that. So, I mean, that's just a fair warning that I'm giving out now. Am I going to do anything horrible to them? No, but I am going to point it out. I'm going to point it out and say, look, this one keeps getting in the box. This one keeps hyping it up. This one keeps telling people that, oh, she's legitimate. I'm going to start doing that to them. All of her
Yep.
moderators, anybody who is in there moderating for her, that is hyping it up, that is giving legitimacy, that is
We're talking current or past moderators. How about that?
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a couple of
absolutely.
people that I've seen, you know, that were moderators, at the time of the bullying with me, and now that I see some of them in some of your lives, and I don't say anything, and you know, there's really no hard feelings, you know, because when you're, you know, being led or misled in the wrong way, you know, I was always raised, you know, you treat people how you want people to treat you, and just so you know, and I know that some of you know what you've done, and it's okay, I forgive you. But Sean, Broccoli, whatever, I mean, he's gone through 85 name changes, and
Well, that's a
you know,
red flag in itself. If you can't maintain
he's
the same name,
Mickey's. No, he's been through about good 10, and I only know it's him because when he comes in, I have him blocked. So all I have to do is look at the name and look at my block list, and I know it's him. You know,
Can
so
I
I mean,
ask, echoing the question that was from the chat, who
mhm.
is Sean to Mickey? I don't understand how he even came in the picture and why he's so dedicated. Is he one of the catfish boyfriends? Is it just because of the day trading?
No, he's been there as long as I've been watching her, so probably well about a year and a half. It was once said that they were in a secret relationship, that they talked both on and off the live. And then I think when the kids first said something to her about, you know, her being on live and being in the house, and she needed to give up Sean because Sean was, you know, basically like egging her on. So then she would dump Sean for a little while, take him off. Him and Miranda. You know, she'd go back and forth between unmodding them and then modding them, but somehow Miranda disappeared and Sean is still hanging on.
well, I've had
I
a
don't know
couple.
what he keeps doing to get in her good graces, but she will not let him go as much as he will not let her go.
I've had a
Sunny
couple
says
people
in the
say
chat that
he wants to be a medium too. Like
yes,
that's his
Yeah,
thing.
Sunny
yeah,
says here in the chat that Broken Daughter, which is Mickey's daughter, confirmed they're constantly talking on and off the live. So
yeah.
they're together like around the clock then.
Basically, I mean, I think that's how it's been the entire 2025 that I've been going back and forth with them. I mean, thick as thieves. You know, she basically, when she has a confrontation, and you know, like I said, I did send her an inbox first, which you know kind of sparked things off. But she sent Sean after me. You know, she told Sean what was going on, and then all of a sudden, Sean was all over me. Mickey never really like you know, messaged me or whatever. She just condoned what he was putting. Like he made his whole TikTok about me at one point, like video after video after video, and like I kept trying to, you know, report it, they wouldn't take it down, you know, and then all of a sudden one day it was back to Lelena, and there were videos about her, and then all of a sudden there was a bunch of Trump videos, and then all of a sudden a bunch of mediumship videos. So with each name change comes a profile change, if that makes sense. And whoever they're targeting, he dedicates his whole entire page to that person targeting.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'd like to know. Well, I don't think he's made a special one. The only thing that I do know is he was pissed because knowing how he has been endorsing Mickey and also knowing this behavior from him. He came into one of my lives wanting to be hypnotized, joining one of the group hypnosis, and when I saw him, I just shouted "Bye, Felicia" and blocked him.
Yeah, I think actually
And
I
then he
went
got
into
pissed.
your
and
I
ran
think I
back
went
to
into your
Mikki.
live that night because I was like, wait, what?
I was like, nope, hard pass, blocked him, told him, in my words, I told him to fuck off, and he ran back to Mikki right away because he was pissed that I wouldn't let him be in the group hypnosis.
I think he actually went and told on himself because I know myself and somebody else posted him on the Reddit page like, hey, what are you doing over there? Does Mikki know?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
this
know
is
who
why I'm wondering if
runs.
one is about me because there was people were saying that there was another profile later on that they said that they swore was him later in one of my lives as well. So I'm starting to wonder.
I haven't seen because I'm still able to, like, if I really want to go digging, I can unblock and go look. But I didn't see anything about you, and I think I seen that Ashley in Spirit was saying maybe there was one about her, and I have never seen anything about you or Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley's saying in the chat
Yeah.
he came in my live and said I need to apologize to Mikki. No, the
No,
fuck,
no,
nobody
you
needs to apologize
don't.
to Mikki.
I don't think
That's a
anybody
joke.
needs. Yeah, I don't think anybody needs to apologize to Mikki at this point. I think she needs to apologize to the collective,
Yeah.
for the continued grief and trauma that she continues to berate into everybody's head daily. But like I said,
Narcissists often feel like they need apologies from people. That is one of the big traits amongst them. I also want to point out something that we've seen time and time again across the board with people who are doing similar activities to this is the moderators with the weird changing their names and pretending they're another person and coming in there and still being the moderator and all that weird behavior. We've seen that time and time again with people that do this. I mean, I think a lot of people already know who I'm talking about. Another person we've covered before. A huge thing that went on over there nearly daily. Or the falling out between, like you said, she has taken them on and off, on and off, on and off. The falling out between herself and the moderator, constant. And I don't know if it's something to do with the scamminess. I don't know if it's something to do with the narcissism, but it is a thread that runs throughout the scammer community of people. The other day I made a joke, and it's not so much of a joke. It really rings true. I feel like there's some secret book somewhere called like Scamming for Idiots, and they've all purchased it, and they're all running off the same, the book. Like they've all purchased the same book.
Yeah, they definitely mimic each other. And I've always wondered, like, what the heck is really so significant between her and Sean that, what exactly keeps them together like that? It's just,
well, he does her dirty work, and that's valuable to a person like her. Just like anyone who wants to, somebody who will stick their neck out to go dox another person, to go get in somebody else's DMs, to have the audacity to call their job, to do all the things to make fun of them, to just cause problems. That's a valuable resource for somebody like that, especially a spineless person such as herself, because that's spineless behavior.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not really one, like I said, that I really go after people, but it was kind of like, once I started putting my foot down and, giving a taste of his own medicine and kind of, going back and forth in a different way, he finally eventually just laid off on me. And then I was recovering from knee surgery, so I had nothing but time on my hands to figure, things out and piece things together. So
Misha
I'm
said that
glad
she's not the only one, that there's a lot of harmful people that she got a reading that harmed. Girl, we can't get them all, but don't think that Mikki and Lelania are the only ones. They're not.
No, they're
And
not.
that's why we're talking about it too, because maybe you'll see something or learn something by watching her, and then you'll recognize it in another person. Because there's no way we could ever, like, my FYP has turned into tarot card reading, spiritual readings, mediumship central. Like, I scroll 2 scrolls, there's another one, here's one in their car, here's one that is, you can't even see them, like they just had like a green screen thing up there. Here's one that says they can connect only to children, here's one that connects with your dog, here's one that says they can connect with snakes. It's fucking wild how many there are. It just kind of goes to show you that your discernment is so important in this issue. You've got to be able to spot the issues, the red flags, the things that tell you. Um, I mean, one of the things I want to say that is kind of like the first is, if they're not willing to do anything for like to, I guess I don't want to say prove themselves, but in a sense, it is proving themselves. But it's like immediately, with the little pen up in the corner, here's the ways to pay bullshit. Like that's a big sign. I think somebody that's really into this, that this is their niche, that this is their calling, that they're going to have the concern and the want and the need to help somebody. Like it's not going to be so money driven. And I'm not saying that people don't deserve to earn a living off of a skill that they have, because they do. I don't have a problem with that. And I've said so many times, Monkey and I and the other people that kind of support us, we are not here to say all psychics or mediums are bad or not good or anything, but we are here to point out the things that show you that they have issues or that they're not good. And then I want you to take that information and go find the right ones for you if you are so inclined to do it. I'm not supporting it, and I'm not also not supporting it. You know what I mean? I'm just here trying to tell you, like, hey, this one's no good. And if you see this kind of behavior in another one, then chances are, if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, it probably is a duck, right? The things to be aware of, right, Em? That's what we're kind of doing. Is she an example? Yeah. She's on there doing the worst to me. Again, I'm going to resort back to what we saw happen this afternoon, and I hate to use you as an example, Monkey, but I'm going to. We don't know how many people she's doing that to. We don't know. And the sad problem there is we never will. We never will. But we can try to prevent it, to stop it, to let people know this is dangerous. If you are a person who could be triggered, stay out of there. Be careful with it. I really want Monkey to talk a little bit about the spiritual psychosis, so we can all put our 2 cents in on that. And Gizmo, I don't know if you want to come up and talk about the catfishing part. I don't know if you're a little bit nervous down there. If you're not, come on up. But we can talk about that, the spiritual psychosis a little bit, and then we'll have Gizmo talk about that part.
You can drop me if you want. That way she can come up.
Oh no, we can. I can have 9 people up here.
Oh.
Yeah, as long as we're all respectful and we don't talk over each other, then we're good. But I'm going to give you the floor, Monkey, and let you kind of give a brief just talk about that for a minute and give an understanding.
Okay. So, spiritual psychosis is a state where individuals spiritually experience and become overwhelming, leading to breakdown in their ability to distinguish reality and their spiritual perceptions. It's a loss of daily life. They have strained relationships, and there is significant distress. A spiritual awakening is a profound and positive transformation when an individual experiences a heightened sense of awareness, peace, and connection to something greater than themselves. Clarity, increased compassion, and improved overall well-being. Okay? The key difference between spiritual psychosis and that is loss of insight. A spiritually healthy person can say things like, this feels meaningful to me. But someone that is dealing with a psychosis says things like, this is objectively true and everyone else is wrong. And she may not phrase it that way, but we've heard her say those lines already. Some of the symptoms for spiritual psychosis is trauma combined with disassociation. As I described earlier, her loss of her husband was traumatic, and I'm not sure she's properly dealt with it. Another thing is sleep deprivation, and she yawns a lot. Like, she yawns a lot in her videos, she yawns a lot in her lives, so I'm not sure she's sleeping very well. And I think that adds to things. And social media can act like a lighter fluid to this stuff when attention and money and praise are a reward for spiritual authority. She has Traumatic and highly stressful events, such as the loss of a loved one. There are significant life changes, which a loss of a loved one that you've had for 34 years would be a significant life change. And chronic stress can all act as catalysts for it. Like I said, the chronic stress can add from the loss of the loved one and are significant life changes. It makes an individual more susceptible to extreme spiritual experiences as they seek solace or meaning. The stress can overwhelm their coping mechanisms. And she may now be using her spiritual connection as a coping mechanism. Like BS basically just said, we can still recognize someone as spiritual and still recognize that they have a mental health crisis. These two ideas are not enemies. And calling someone something spiritual psychosis before we get upset and say that we're hating on her, it's basically just a recognition that the brain is hurting and it needs care. That's really all it is. The word psychosis just means that something's not right. And that's really what I think she's experiencing. And, the reason we need to tell people all of this stuff is because her viewers are going to make emotional, medical, and financial decisions based on her claims. They're going to have grief and trauma that makes people so susceptible to things, many things, bad things I can't mention. And the silence that she puts on everybody, where she's constantly blocking people and her buddy Broccoli and the things that he's doing, that silence is not protecting anyone. It's just hurting them. And that's what I have on spiritual psychosis.
I want to tell them that's one of the dumbest things you can do is block outrageously in your lives, because do you know what like, let's say Gizmo, just because she's down here in the box, comes in and she says some wild stuff and I block her. Do you know what's going to happen? Now Gizmo's going to come back on an account that I don't know and going to be there anyway, probably saying something else, maybe trying to build up a fake persona to be able to stay in there, right? So you're actually causing more problems for yourself when you do that. Oh, all for one. I'm glad you came in. Ask for a box. We'll put you up. I really think that that information about the spiritual psychosis is really important, because I think that gives it sheds a little bit of light on what's going on here with her, and I think it's just something to keep in mind. Like I said, we are not here to say she's bad, get rid of her, she's the worst. No, we're here to say there's something bad going on here. It could be harmful to people. Also, you are probably not getting $50 worth of anything, and be careful. Just be careful. Even if you think that, I had worry the day that Rhonda went in for a reading. I had a little bit of worry because I know that Rhonda had some recent things happen, and I was like, wonder if this woman brings up something like that and it causes her to, get really emotional, get upset, kind of like what happened earlier today. She just is, she's dangerous. It's so dangerous. And the things I'm watching and the things she's saying to people, taking the comfort away. And from my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, those of you that dabble in the medium side and the spiritual side, are you not supposed to leave your sitter better than they came? That's not off base?
Yeah, they're supposed to leave better. The reading is supposed to be resolving, whether there's some unresolved issues or unresolved grief, or if you really are doing this method, it has to, and you're evidentially helping guide somebody in their life. It's supposed to bring resolve to whatever that question was that brought them to you in the first place. If it doesn't do that, then you didn't get what you paid for.
And I don't think telling somebody that their husband who passed away, that you thought, didn't know what happened, it happened so quickly, for you to change that and say, oh yeah, he saw that coming. I don't think that's leaving somebody better than they came. I don't think telling somebody that their mother was raped by their uncle and produced a child is leaving somebody better than they came. And then you naming when the person says, was it so and so? And they say yes. You could just have been, you could have create someone's unaliving. Like that is, I didn't even know what to say. We were cussing when that was happening. I was like, I can't believe this woman. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is crazy. Because I was so thrown off. I could not believe what I was hearing. And I'm going to kind of wrap up that part of it and let All for One. I know he's had her daughter in a box before. We have the daughter in the live every day. And he did do a live about her. Oh, God, it's been a while ago, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a while that we did a live. It was last year.
Yeah.
Her daughter is a very kind and caring person, and I appreciate her honesty. I appreciate her bringing the truth that needs to be seen for what it is. I support her daughter, and I will continue to support her daughter. Um, Anybody, and I took notice to somebody made mention in a reference to that it's supposed to, when psychics, they tell you the good with the bad, in a sense, but when bringing, talking and discussing about what potentially could be, they do it in a more gentle way of explaining it and letting you know what could be. Um, I don't think by any means she's a professional at all. I think she's a fraud. And the way that she turns around and addresses individuals in her live and wants her to turn around and take advantage of those individuals is just wrong, period. It's not representing the community of psychics that are out there that are doing it for the right reasons. And for that, she's a scammer. She's just straight out scamming people and manipulating her narrative in her live. And that's what I've seen with her. And yes, I still watch her, just not on TikTok per se. I have other ways to see her.
See, you got a mention from her. Was it today or yesterday? She
That was
mentioned you
today.
all.
Yeah. Somebody said something about that All for One was going to join this live tonight. And she's like, All for One doesn't know everything. And I was like, has he ever claimed he did?
You're
Like,
absolutely correct. And I would never claim to know everything. But here's the real question. Does she?
right. Does she know what you know? Does she know what I know? Does she, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was not a very valuable argument for what was being said.
Right.
Um,
Right. She's trying to defend a false narrative in her live, and that's not a good thing to do because when you defend a false narrative, it doesn't make you look like a knowledgeable individual.
I agree, 10,000%.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
And let's take a look at another aspect, the harm that she's doing mentally and psychologically with individuals. You know, what is the long-term effects on that? Are they going to need assistance with therapy? Whether it be psychologist or psychotherapy of some sorts. I mean, you gotta start looking at, what you're doing is wrong in all aspects because you're causing individuals to get into a state of mind that's not correct.
And
And
I
that's
do believe there's supposed to be like like I said before, like at the end of one of these things, it could be, you might have gotten some good things, and there could have been some things you were shocked at or surprised or that hurt you. But there should be at the end a coming together, like I don't necessarily want to call it a cleansing, but like a closing out kind of.
correct.
And I don't want to call it a ritual necessarily, and I don't want to call it a prayer either. I don't want to use the wrong kind of language and offend any community of people that's in here right now. But I do believe that is what it, and I am no expert on these things because I know just what I know, what I've learned from reading and paying attention to things and watching things. But that's supposed to be how you end something, is like with a good intentions at the end. And what she does is she tries to convince somebody, like, if during one night we watched, for instance, her both diagnose Parkinson's and then also cure the speech impediment that was being caused supposedly by the Parkinson's, all in one sitting. From a woman who admittedly said that she'd been drinking when she entered the box for the reading. That's wild. And I'm also worried about people not seeking proper medical care because of things she's saying, or supposedly. You should have seen what happened today. I ended the live early because of what had occurred. And I kind of went back and watched from the outside for a minute. And she actually told that woman that she was going to, like, put her healing hands up there and cure her daughter's stomach problems. That was no way to end all of that. She also was very glib about autism. Talking about outgrowing autism. Like, what are you talking about? You don't outgrow autism. Now the issues that go with autism might change as a person ages. Things that may have improvement. There may be other problems that arise as well with age. But to 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 say that to somebody, like, oh, they'll probably outgrow that. Wonder if this woman takes that to heart, and or wonder if she believes that, like, oh, well, maybe we just won't do anything about the autism because she'll outgrow it. But that's dangerous. That's
The
very
other thing I
dangerous.
wanted to add on to that too is, and I'm just sitting here thinking about it, how many times does she do this, the negative endings for individuals in hopes that they come back again
That
to
too.
try to get the positive?
And I've heard her do too. She'll plant little seeds. She'll say, like, something about, like, oh, well, just for example, I don't know exactly how it went, but it was some other thing with the family. And she goes, maybe we could come back and, like, discuss that again at a later date. Basically, almost pre-booking another go round at this for another issue. And
Right.
there's people that do come back for more and more. We watched somebody who revisit a box just recently, and do you know what that, like, they'd already had one of these things go back and forth, more than one, from what I understood from that person. And you know what it felt like? It felt like things that should be going on inside a therapist's office. It felt like somebody paying to sit and talk to somebody they thought was their friend. I think there's a horrible amount of, like, a parasocial relationship that's going on with all this too. She's looking at these people as a paycheck, and they're looking at her as a friend. And that's dangerous, especially when you're, putting them up there and they're talking about touchy subjects.
I saw someone put in the chat about how Mickey is really adverse to developing her her gift and not really willing to learn. And I did notice that when she had that lady in her box trying to help her about how you deliver something, and that I believe she also said you don't have to say everything that comes to your head, because some things don't need to be said. And then the next day, Mickey did the PSA at the beginning of her live, but she just didn't do it again. She didn't even put it. It just went in one ear and out the other. Um, that's really along with, like, her. She's the unethical part of a lot of the things that she says, but she will not develop herself in her skill.
I agree. I agree. Well, and she says things that let you know that when somebody says to her, "How can you be doing a day trade in the middle of a reading? Like, doesn't that throw your reading off?" And she goes, "No, I'm just that good. I'm just that good." That's obnoxious to me. I find that kind of answer to something that's a turn off. Like, that should be a red flag for people. Like, braggadocious, obnoxious behavior like that.
Mm-hmm.
God, classic narcissism right there. I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that. I bet you will, and you'll take $50 too. You know. Shay, did you want to say something?
I
No.
don't I don't have anything at this moment. I'm sorry. I had somebody who was trying to call in, and I needed to put my phone on do not disturb, so I missed the last part of it anyways.
Oh, you're fine. I just you had unmuted, so I was like, oh, does she want to say something? I didn't want to talk over you. If everybody's fine, we can let Gizmo tell about the. Gizmo was a former moderator of hers, and she was there through the catfishing and what have you. And we all witnessed recently, that was yesterday, her basically scream at her, tell her that she was a backstabber, and throw her out of her room as she entered, for the mere fact that apparently one of the spies or whatever had been over there and seen Gizmo in our chat and had heard us, talking back and forth with Gizmo. So I'm going to let Gizmo tell about her time as a mod and give a little insight to the catfishing that was going on and the kinds of things that they were saying to her while that was happening. They were kind of asking her to use her gifts, her skills, to determine whether or not this was a real person at different points. So Gizmo, go ahead and take the floor.
So after her husband died, I was just scrolling through TikTok and I found her. And I'm just gonna say this real quick. Back then, when I first found her, she was nothing like she is right now. She's completely changed into somebody that I don't even know. So I'm gonna say that right off the bat. But when I first found her, her husband had passed away, and she said that her husband sent her this mediumship so that she could connect and help people do things. Like she could connect with people and help them and whatever. So she did some little things. She wasn't arrogant. She wasn't anything like that. She was just trying to help people as she thought she was helping. So she asked me to be a mod. I said, well, yeah, I'll be a mod. She was really nice, very sweet. And I said, okay, I'll do it. So for the next year, I was her mod. Now, through this whole time frame, she got stuck with a guy was catfishing her. And she kept telling us and the other mods, I don't know if there's any mods still around that modded with me back then, but I kept saying to her, you're being catfish. At the time it wasn't catfish, but she said that there was a guy and he was head over heels for her and he was going to come see her, and he kept telling her he's coming, but then he had an excuse why he wasn't. And I said, what is his name? Like, give me his name. And she wouldn't at first. And I was like, just let me have it. So then I finally said, I want to look this up to make sure that you're not getting duped, like that, so he's not taking your money or whatever. She said, I'm not giving him any money, which I didn't believe. And so I looked him up, and he had thousands of accounts, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, you name it, he had it. I sent her a message back, and I was like, I said, Mikki, I said, you're being scammed. This guy's all over the place. He's everywhere. He's got females. He's got, like, it is ridiculous. And she didn't want to believe me. She said, no, no, no. He's on the up and up. He wouldn't do that to me. He said he's coming to see me. And then she said, in 3 months, he's going to come here and see me, and I'll show you that he's the right guy and he's not catfishing me. 3 months comes, and she said, if he doesn't come, then I'll believe he's not catfishing me. And I said, okay, but I'm telling you, he's not coming in 3 months. So 3 months comes, he doesn't show up. And I said, so, okay, so now that he didn't come, then you can say he's catfishing you. And she said, no, I'll give him another month or so. And I was like, are you serious? And so that struck me right there. As soon as all of that happened and she would not listen, and if you're a medium, wouldn't you think or know that somebody's actually catfishing you? Wouldn't that be something that your mediumship or your mind would tell you, that you're being catfished by
Absolutely.
some guy? So you should know these things. And she just kept saying, oh, that's not happening, that's not happening. That's when I knew that she wasn't, she said, and she also said that her husband sent this guy to her, approved of him, and said that he was going to be good to her. And I also knew that that wasn't correct either. Like, If he sent this guy to you, then he sent you somebody to catfish. Come on now, that didn't make sense either. So at that point, I demodded myself. I cleared myself from the situation because I didn't think she was on the up and up anyway. There was just some things that she did. Sometimes she did her readings that didn't make sense to me. She wasn't saying things, because if you're a medium and you're sitting there and a sitter comes in front of you, that person should have the mediumship. The person that's trying to connect should be around you. You should have people around you at all times if you're a medium. And if you sit down in front, you should have somebody there, like the mom, the dad, somebody is sitting around you waiting to come through. And she never had that. I don't even think she has that now. There's never anybody that comes through to talk to somebody. So I said, no, they're all those little things. And then the catfish got me. I was like, no, I can't do it anymore. I demodded her. I hadn't seen her again until BS and Monkey found her. And I was like, okay, so let me sit in and see what's going on. And the arrogance and the meanness and the just, I'm better than everybody else. I'm doing what I'm doing. It doesn't matter what everybody thinks. It's just about what me and the sitter think. And I don't give a shit about the chat. And I'm just like, wow, then you shouldn't be on here. If you don't want the chat to say something or have some opinion, then you shouldn't be showing it. Your medium should be going somewhere else, but you shouldn't be showing it to people, right?
Yeah, I agree. Somebody asked in the chat how we found her. I just happened upon her, and then in my normal behavior, I looked her name up on TikTok. I simply put her name in, and then I started seeing awareness videos. And I was like, I knew it because I had watched about 15 minutes of her live, and I absolutely knew that what I was seeing was bullshit, and I'm a pretty good bullshit detector. And so when I started seeing the awareness videos, I absolutely could 1,000% know that I was right about what I was seeing. Dee, I don't know if you're unmuted.
Yeah, I just wanted to
Okay.
add, as somebody, now, one thing that she always says is, I'm a healer, but I can't heal myself. Well, that's complete BS, okay? Because even as healers, we absolutely can heal certain aspects about ourselves inside and out. Now, I don't know about any other medium, but for me, I can read my friends, I can read my family, I can read total strangers. But if it is something that I am connected to personally, such as like my daughter's father who passed away in 96, I could never get him to come to me through a dream, but he communicated in other ways with me. Now, my mom passed away in 2010. I've never had a dream with her, and I've never been able to connect with her, probably because I'm not ready. But every medium has different ways of dealing with, how they're connecting with their loved ones. But a lot of, oh, I can't heal myself, I can't heal my back. That's BS, because literally, if you really were a healer, an actual healer, you would know of ways to do self-love and self-care to restore your body, your mind, and your soul, as
Yeah,
well as
I think that's
others.
apparent in her issue with, she can connect to my dog, your dog, and Gizmo the bulldog, but she can't connect with her own dogs that are driving her batshit crazy over there.
Mhm.
I think that there's something to be said for that. And as soon as she started talking about like that she can communicate with the animals living or past, I was just kind of like bullshit. Like I can't help but to say that because and then I hear her struggling with her two dogs. Like and my first thought was like, if you can connect with this person's dog in the box down here, then why the hell can't you get your two dogs to quit doing whatever it is that's making you have to lose your mind at them? Like I just, why aren't you connecting to them? I mean, I think that is a more than obvious red flag.
Oh, Broccoli's in
Yeah.
here.
I just wanted to
Oh,
say
what up,
something
Brock?
Where's
in case.
Broccoli?
Sorry,
Oh,
I don't mean to step on anybody.
Oh,
In case
Killer
you guys
Princess, go
didn't
ahead.
know, she has a Reddit. There is a Reddit on her. You just type her name in, Psychic Medium Nikki, and there's a whole Reddit page on her. Also, I was always taught as a spiritualist, you don't charge for your gifts. Your gifts are given to you for free, so you give your gifts free back. And I don't believe that she is any bit of a medium at all, but I just wanted to let you guys know that there is a Reddit in case you didn't know.
Oh, we've been over there. Like we,
Okay.
oh yeah, we know.
Okay.
That has-
I've been on
and
that
I want to
Reddit.
give props to whoever's running that Reddit page because it is well
It's
done.
good.
It is.
It
It is
is.
well done. There's no
Absolutely.
mess. There's no BS over there. They
Nope.
don't put up with BS. They run it very smoothly. They are very particular on what you post over there. But I just wanted to let you guys know that they had a Reddit, but you guys already know it. And if you guys don't know who I am, I'm friends with All for One. All for One knows me really well. I am part of the anti-scam community. So if you ever see me pop into your chat when he's here, it's probably because I'm here to see what he's here for. So
Everyone should
people.
follow Pillow Princess and All for One for that matter. And
Yes.
Mama Shay, Monkey, please follow these people. You know what? You can follow Gizmo and D too if they.
And please,
I don't know if they
please
want
don't
followers
gift
or
me.
not.
I don't. I'm sorry. I'm not here to receive gifts. I don't want gifts because
No,
I
I
don't
think they're
want people-
following you. It's just follow. Like you get 2. That thing goes up by 2 when somebody follows you.
Oh, so I
So you're
get
just getting
points for
followers.
people following me? Holy
Yeah, those are
crap.
people following you.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for following. Yeah, I cover a bunch of anti-scammers, and when I find new ones, I just haven't caught her in her act yet because I wasn't sure about her, but the more and more I heard her talk, she's bogus. And like I said, being a spiritual person myself, I was always taught that you are giving gifts and you're not to charge for those gifts. That has just been what I was taught. But
And I wouldn't
And
have
that's
a problem
okay.
with
A lot
it.
of people have been like taught that. For me, as somebody who does mediumship gifts and is also gifted, I believe that it is an energetic like law of the universe for energy exchange. But you need to, especially like for those that are doing it like full time. I believe in energy exchange, but still, I mean that's a different conversation. But definitely
Exactly.
hear what's being like said here. But you do need to add value to that person's life and give them what they are paying for that service. So whether you're doing it for free or you do charge because you believe in the energy exchange, you should be helping the person and answering their questions with evidence, with loads of evidence, with ethics and all boundaries, giving their money's worth.
Well, I don't think she
Service.
needs to keep telling everybody. I believe in myself. I know that I'm right. I'm not wrong. You know, I'm right. She constantly has to tell everybody that. And I don't understand why because you know
Because
you're
she's telling her,
obviously-
she's reminding herself.
Yeah,
She's
I mean,
really trying to convince herself, I think.
crazy.
Absolutely.
I've not ever seen anybody else in mediumship constantly say that to the chat and tell herself that over and over and over again.
Well, it's
Mhm.
kind of like Hippie Harley's positive affirmations. You know what I mean? That's
Exactly,
her
Monkey,
positive
exactly.
affirmations to
Her
herself.
positive. Sorry, I don't mean to jump on you, but I cover Hippie Harley myself. I've been covering her for years. Hippie Harley starts this journey every 3 months of her positive affirmations, and then turns around and spews hate right after
know.
having a positive affirmation. Like
I mean, I watched
That's
them
also Lelania. That's also Lelania.
Yeah. It's so many of these people that are doing, I think it comes with the territory of doing underhanded, scammy type of things that you start to just get like that, where you're just naturally nasty.
Yes. But I just wanted
guilt.
to let you know about the Reddit. I'm gonna drop because I'm actually with company. But
Okay.
I just
But
wanted
thank
to
you
let
for
you
coming
guys.
up.
No problem. Thank you for letting me. I will follow you and anybody else who wants to follow, please feel free. My page is open. I do not care if you use my content. My thing is as long as you give me video credit for it. That's all I ask.
As you should anyone that you use the content of. Just putting that out there.
Yeah. Just giving you guys that. I didn't know if you knew about the Reddit, but thank you for letting me up here and keep making awareness on these scum of people.
Thank you for coming up. We appreciate
Absolutely
you.
following you.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to drop now. I'll be in the comments.
I'm gonna say one more thing before I go to bed because I'm going night night. The Elvis thing, she really thinks that's real. She thinks, her husband is best friend with Elvis and that she gets to talk to Elvis anytime she wants to.
Wow.
I saw a lot of evidence of that during my deep dive.
Yeah,
And like
she
I
has
said, when I saw her husband, I'm like, I get it.
yeah, she has
That's
said
the
that from
connection.
the
I get it.
very
He was
beginning.
really into him because
Yeah.
he had the vibe.
Yeah. She has said that from the very beginning that she can talk to Elvis anytime she wants to.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a far fetched. I mean, and that's another thing, you guys. Like when you start to hear some kind of far fetched. And has anyone noticed as you watch the amount of Keanu Reeves and oh god, what was the other one we saw today that came in there? Just the
Elon
amount.
Musk.
Yeah, Elon Musk. All the weird like well-known people or movie star accounts or well-known singers for that matter that go show up in there. That's some trolley behavior, and that's what happened. I've noticed that happening with a lot of people that are into scammy behaviors. They end up with a lot of that going on in there. Yeah, Morgan Wallen, and
Morgan Wallen.
I saw that too. Um, I don't know why that's the case, but it sure does happen that way. And I couldn't help but think of it when you were bringing up the Elvis thing. And I'm sure Elvis has been in there too, and I'm sure that probably gets blocked right away. I did make mention today. I was like, I wonder if she knows that there's a 10,000 limit on blocking because she's getting. I mean, at the rate she's going, she's going to outdo Debbie the Pet Lady soon.
I got one that beats that. She hits 10,000. The new TikTok aperture that what they're doing is she's shadow banning her account first off.
Yep.
And what's going to occur is she's going to end up she'll get flagged. And it's mod mediation is what I think it's going to be called. And what they do is you won't be able to go live and it'll be flagged. And then you got to do a 5 questionnaire according to TikTok of 5 questions. And you have to answer them correctly because if you don't answer them correctly, you end up resulting with a strike on your page.
That's what they did to us with the strikes that BS and I just recently got. We had to answer a questionnaire to appeal it.
Yep. And
Yeah, that was
that
it
will
was like-
happen to her eventually.
Oh yeah. Well, I got one for. Well, Debbie tried to file fake copyrights on us because we were streaming her, and we actually got our accounts taken for 7 days for it. And then right after that, I got a bullying and harassment when I was doing no bullying or harassing of anything. And then I had to take that quiz, and it was about bullying and harassing, and it gave examples. I took screenshots of the questions.
Yep.
And it would say like things like, are you allowed to make fun of like natural bodily functions live on TikTok? And the answer obviously is no. And I took screenshots. I have them somewhere if anyone's interested. It's
You know
just
I'm
basic
interested because
questions.
I'm nosy as fuck. I'm part
Well,
of the nosy
I'll
club.
send them to you. I'll send them to you.
It's the new rollout for the new platform.
Yeah, because I'd never seen that before, and in fact, it didn't even happen. The bullying and harassing quiz that I had to take happened on my backup account that I was on.
Okay.
After I got the copyright taken, I've only been bananaed, as I should be saying instead of the other word. I think a total of 3 times on this account, and the last one I'd had before the recent one with the copyright with Debbie, which was in around Thanksgiving, had been an entire year previous that I had it had been a whole year since I'd had any kind of anything like that happen. So thankfully this account still has no strikes on it. The whole copyright issue didn't create a problem for Monkey or I at all. And I hope Debbie's listening to that right now because we don't have any strikes on our accounts, Debs.
Well, the other thing you might come across is you might get a live restriction.
I get them all the time for like silly things like the disturbing content to some viewers.
Right. But what they suggest in that situation is you keep pushing the live. You don't restart. Don't restart your live. Keep pushing the live and keep having everybody tap the screen as much as you can.
That's what I have. That's what we do is I'm like, please tap.
That's
please
our push.
Make the comments,
So those are just small things to help you along on the new format they're trying to start up.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot.
Doesn't that start up here soon? Because what is it? Today's the 16th. Isn't the new rollout the 19th?
Well, I found out information. Now it may extend until March, but that's just word of mouth. That's not set in stone. So it's still up in the air. We'll have to see what happens. That's the
Alright,
kind of
guys.
concept I believe it when I see it.
I'm headed
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
out. Good night,
All
everybody.
right, night, Gizmo.
Good night.
Thank you so much,
Put Gizmo
Gizmo.
to bed.
Appreciate
Good
you.
night, Gizmo. Stay safe.
FYI, I'm not a backstabber and I'm not a traitor. Just
No,
remember
she's
that.
not.
That's
No,
right.
I'm the millionaire, though, according to half these beggars and scammers on here.
Well,
Now listen.
according to
Oh,
Mickey
really? I
Hey,
haven't
send me a
paid
half
you.
mil my way.
according to Mickey yesterday, I'm a backstabber and I'm a traitor. So, broccoli says so.
Apparently, I'm susceptible to peer pressure, and that I'm easily influenced by Reddit, and that we could have been best friends.
I'm just a fake medium.
Oh God.
Oh, and
Oh, you gotta
apparently I
love it.
haven't done 400 sessions in hypnosis, and I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just stupid.
We're just
I'm
Real
stupid
quick,
at K.
I did want to point out one thing. Exposing scammers down below said, Alpha One, are you single? No, I'm not single. Yes, I am taken. According to Margaret or Maggie Foster, I'm on dating apps now.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
I'll be looking for your Plenty of Fish profile when we get off here.
Oh my God.
Look,
If you
That's my-
find that,
that's
you
my
text
cue.
me immediately, because that is hilarious.
Good night, guys.
Good night,
Night,
Gizmo.
Giz.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just want to, in Gizmo's behalf, that she's good people. She has been friends with Monkey and I for a year or more now, and she is correct. She is none of those things. And Mickey, if you're listening, that is rotten of you to do that to somebody. And honestly, you should rethink that kind of behavior, because you really could put somebody in a place by screaming at them, calling them by their name when they are in there on a screen name, and then calling them names, and other people in your chat then acting like, yeah, that's right, do that's excuse my French, fucked up. Okay, Mickey, don't do that to people. You don't know where you're meeting somebody at, and that's rotten.
Yeah.
I want to talk to Nikki down in the chat. Nikki is the one that spoke with us earlier about the reading that she got. You certainly do have a story. Your story may not be like the other stories, and you may not have great detail, but just knowing what you've told us today about your experience with Mickey, like that really, I think, is important for people to know. So I don't think that if not coming up in a box is really, if that's what bothers you, that's fine. But I'm just saying your story's just as important. What happened to you is just as important. No matter how detailed you can remember, what you told us was jaw dropping.
And I mean, if she doesn't want to get up here, we can kind of speak on it a little bit, since she did speak to us earlier. I know a lot of people get nervous or embarrassed, or they just don't want to do it. Oh, all for one. Look at you, Bob Ross.
Oh my God, that is beautiful.
that's my picture for my dating apps, okay? According
Wow. Look at that
We're really
cute
You're gonna be
face with the
catching 'em.
Bob Ross. Oh my
They're
God.
going to be
Now listen, it's
messaging you
Jeff Ross. It's Bob Ross's brother.
Jeff
Oh,
Ross,
okay.
got it. So is that how you got your girl?
Yeah,
Did she see that and say, damn, let me swipe left?
that's right.
Hold on a second, let's meet up for that beer.
Yep, that's exactly. D, look at you, Kimmy. Oh my
And we
God.
had a paint night, and all was loved.
I had to
That
give
was
you all a good
beautiful, and
laugh.
that's why you get it. I already followed you, but I was going to say instant follow, but I'm already following you.
Well,
I
listen,
wonder.
here for the BS, I've got to drop.
You're a winner.
I thank you for coming in and getting up here and talking about what you know about all of this. I appreciate that tremendously. And I really wish that, like, all of the awareness community could come together and do these kinds of things more often. I think it's great when we support each other, and I wish that would become a common theme throughout all of the people doing it, because a lot of times I see things that other people are doing and I'm like, oh, that's really good stuff. I try to support the other people whenever they're doing awareness on things that I think are important and we need to talk about. This is a little bit of a touchy one, and I appreciate your joining in on it. And it's not the normal beggar scammer thing that we're always talking
No,
about.
no,
Um,
and I foresee it as she's a fraud. She's scamming and begging people.
she is.
Well, mainly scamming. So the focal point is on the scam and the fraud.
Yeah, and
So
the emotional damage that she's doing is something I'm highlighting a lot too, because
right,
I think
that's where
it's
the touchy subject comes into
yeah,
play. So
yeah.
listen, I think we can hold another. We should hold another live about that, and I would certainly love everyone to get into a box for this.
Yeah, I think we should bring up some other ones too, because I think
Yeah.
Monkey and I are like, we got the eagle eye out now, and
See, that's the thing. That's what makes awareness good, because you start paying attention to other individuals
right. And I'm
across
getting
the
a lot of
board.
inbox messages of people that have seen things, and I love that. You guys don't stop doing that. Send that stuff to Monkey and I. Sorry, Monkey, I just roped you into a bunch of shit there, but you'll have to take it.
No, that's
Send
absolutely
those to us, because we have two eyes. You guys have two eyes. The more eyes we have looking for stuff like this, we can point it out when we find it. So keep up that good work. I appreciate you guys when you're sending me those things, because I'm not picking on her in particular. I'm saying over and over, this is something we need to be paying attention to. This is happening with way more than just her. And I think, like, if you take the message that we're given with her, even, and then you can see it in other people and not find yourself in those circumstances or getting duped. That's why we're doing this. Period.
Someone in your chat wanted to know if they could come up into a box respectfully. I can't say it. Ambivalent. Oh, I can't say it.
Ambivalent, is that who it is? Yeah, they're all welcome up. If one of the moderators will let them up, even if she wants to come up here, if her moderators want to come up here, and they're willing to act like adults, we're more than willing to talk to anybody, just like we're talking now. No yelling, no screaming.
I tried to accept and it said that it was canceled. Request again. Where'd you go?
Yeah, it fell out as soon as I got it open. TikTok's been a little glitchy. Like today, it like totally shut the app down on me twice during the live when we were running it. And I also had a problem where everything was delayed. Like I would hit buttons and then the things wouldn't happen until several seconds later.
Yes,
Well,
broccoli.
I know
if you're
I did
still
an
in here.
update on it last night, and it was a big update. It was 43.4 on the update list.
Yeah, I checked before we started tonight just to be sure, and
Uh-huh.
it didn't have any updates for me. So,
Well, it's got to tell you something's going on. How you doing?
Hey,
ambivalent, how are you?
I don't know what happened when I popped in here and it sounded like crazy, but I just wanted to say, like, all for one, I was homeless, like, back in the 90s at 13, 14, 15 years old. And all the support and the things that you give people of, the benefits they can get or the help, I never had that.
Sorry I wasn't there for you sooner.
No, not that. I'm just saying the support and the things that you give for people now, they don't want to take it or give it.
I know. And it's sad.
And it is. And Monkey, I just want to hug you so much today.
Thank you.
Yes, there's a lot of people I talk to, and I never get into a box to talk about stuff.
Well, I certainly
But
feel honored that you're in a box.
Yes.
thank you. And I wish I had the help that you try to help people with. All for one, like for real. But I made it out of it. I worked my ass off. I worked 2 jobs. I had a daughter at 21 years old. And we're good now. I'm married, happy. I have a son. I have 2 sons. And that's the thing that people don't get is like, they just sit here and beg, like, for money and help. Where all you gotta do is just get out there and work.
I just
Well,
want
I
to
certainly.
insert that All for One has an awesome link tree with tons of resources for those of you that don't know. Um,
Yes.
I often go to them myself to like give to people when I run into things on this app, and I know most of the time they're like, oh, "Get the fuck out of here! I don't care." But he does have a wonderful link tree of resources, and they're linked in his profile for those of you that don't know. It's useful. You come across somebody that you think could benefit, it's a wonderful place to send them. And I'll
Yes.
shut
I
up now.
mean,
Go ahead, ambivalent. I'm sorry.
no.
Ambivalent, I just want to say that I'm really proud of you. I'm feeling touched, like on the verge of tears. When I ran out at 19 years old, because I say the same thing that you do about, you just need to work, you need to get a job, you need to do something. You can create a good life for yourself and good work and a legacy. Um, when I ran out, I didn't know how to fill out checks or anything because it was expected I was always going to stay within that cult and marry a man and always be under a man and my father. It was never expected I'd ever have a job. And I didn't know what I was doing, and I used Craigslist, and I was on strangers' couches, and I had to fight to build a life from the ground up, and I clawed my way up. So I know what it is to claw your way up, and it's not easy. And when it comes to people like Mikki, they don't even have to claw. She's living with her amazing daughter who's giving her like a space. She just, if she's not going to build up legitimate gifts and she's not going to develop and build something that she can be proud of, that's good, then that next step should be to just suck it up, to get a real job, to go and do something that is legitimate, that gives back to society and actually contributes. And but hearing that just now, my heart's feeling really touched because I know what it. I know that feeling of clawing your way and just God bless you.
I just want to say, my father passed away when I was 12 years old. My mother fell apart. He left me a snapper. If anyone knows what it is, it's a lawnmower machine. And that's what I did, is I mowed people's grass. I didn't even have like a weed eater. I had to get my way to get it, and I fought my way out of it. And after that, I worked at Hardee's. I don't know what. I worked at any job I could. And then I ended up finding my way to cleaning houses. I I mean, I don't understand why people are on here like begging for stuff when there's simple things that you can do. The resources, like I said, All for One, I wish I had his resources then, but I didn't. To be honest with you, he gives the way of people, simple things. I don't pop in
Well,
boxes much.
well, like I said, I'm proud of you for getting up into a box, and you have a voice. You certainly deserve your voice to be heard. Make no mistakes. But the
I
other thing is too is that with the resources, everybody, and it's not just me. It's everybody that had input, even individuals that are in this live here for the BS may have sent me a DM that I didn't catch. You know, it's everybody in the community itself because it's to help better other individuals be better for themselves. Um, so, I mean, if it's the resources that people need and it's a quick tap, I had an individual that turned around and downgraded me on it, and it didn't phase me. He turned around and he said that it was easy to look it up, but people don't have time to look that up. But what they do have, and what we've all seen, is they have enough time to be on TikTok. And
Exactly.
if they have time to be on TikTok, they can easily go to the page, tap on the link tree, and the resources are right there at their fingertips. That's what makes it easier and more convenient.
Yes, I'm 46 years old and I never have said my age on anything of now. And my life is good because I worked my ass off for it.
And the other thing is, too, is to think is that the resources are for everyone, including the ones that need additional help, not
Yes.
just the ones that are just, really in bad shape. It's to help boost you up, keep you on your feet. It's help you. I mean, we've helped, and I'm going to say it, we've helped a lot of individuals, whether it be on this app or any other app, with resources. And I'm proud of it. And I don't put anybody's names out because they expect their privacy. And I will always do that. I will never put people's names out because of that. So, but that's what we do. We bring awareness to individuals such as this fraud that says that she's a psychic. So, just saying.
Keep your $50, people. Keep it. Pay your
I
water
like
Oh, is
to
that
bill.
what she's charging now?
clarify.
Absolutely.
Yeah, $50. Pay your
Yeah.
water bill. Go to the grocery store.
Get
Buy
gas in
a
your
good
car.
dinner. Yeah, put gas in your car. Do all those things. Don't give her your $50. You're going to be emotionally damaged, or you're paying
Yeah.
for emotional damage.
I'd like to clarify, since there's a whole thing building up in the chat, is that the message isn't a pull yourself up by your bootstraps thing. It is to say that the answer is not to scam people on TikTok to do that. Different people have, I didn't have, or I wasn't aware of resources just because I was sheltered from the whole world and didn't know where to begin. So I had a different way of calling my own self up, different people that have had to go through things. There are resources out in the world, and depending on your situation and on how you can, find work, it's just there's legitimate ways to get the help that you need or to work in the world, and that the answer at the end of the day is not to scam people out of money. And especially in work like this, we're talking about energy work and mediumship, vulnerable people, that you're traumatizing people for their money. So I'm trying to clarify there, because the conversation in the chat, Ina, is that's not getting it. It's
I was going
literally
to
that
mention that
scamming's not
too.
the answer.
I'm
All for
sorry.
One is not running the message of pull yourself up by your bootstraps and carry on. He's saying that there's resources there, and he is a proponent of social safety nets, just like I am, just like most people are. They're there for a reason. I think we need to be careful that we don't allow them to go away, because we will see a lot of people that are in trouble without things like Medicaid and food stamps and Section 8 housing and all of those social safety nets that are there.
Yes, I didn't come in here to I just
Oh, I
want
know.
grateful for all of y'all. And
Absolutely, I understand.
all for one, I really appreciate him. And you, Monkey, and you two here for this BS. Y'all make me laugh when I'm at
I'm
work
glad we can do that for you
all
during the
day.
day.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all are in my ear. I can't communicate a lot. I just wanted to pop in tonight and tell y'all how much I love y'all and appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate it
Thank
too.
you.
And you take care of yourself. I'm going to drop down. You all stay safe tonight.
Same
Thank
here.
you all for
All
Y'all have a
right.
good
Thank
You're
you all
night.
for
welcome.
one.
There's a really good comment in the chat that from Lemon that says that Mikki said many times on live that she doesn't want to work because it will take her away from TikTok, which she thinks is intrinsically linked to her gifts.
Right.
Which is true. She has said that several times.
I've watched her not get up and merely walk into the house to go to the bathroom. I have watched her not eat food that is sitting right in front of her. We watched that today. We have watched her pick up a water bottle and drink out of it that's been sitting out there that she's drank out of before, instead of going and getting a fresh one. almost sitting there having to like rock back and forth and like wait for the feeling to pass so that she can make her way into the house. I I I hate to use this word because I am no expert and I don't want to diagnose things in people, but it feels like addiction to TikTok to me.
Yeah.
And her daughter feels that way as well. And when you see, if you look at addiction, and if it's things that are interrupting your everyday life, if you're unable to like work properly, if you're not getting along with the people in your family, if it's causing you personal issues, all of these things, all these boxes are checked. So I'm just saying that that is highly possible with her. And I don't know that she is a person with enough wherewithal to see that in themselves and seek some sort of professional help. I really wish that she would seek therapy. Her daughter did say that she did go to therapy today. She said that in our comments, and that the therapist basically told her she felt there was not much she could do for her any further. That was after she gave her a small reading and essentially treated it as like one of her TikTok sessions instead of an actual therapy appointment. I'm almost positive that that's what happened by the way that she was describing what was happening. So, I wish she would reconsider going in, being transparent and honest, and talking about her true feelings, dealing with the death of her husband, which was traumatizing and a huge disruption to her life. Her life was turned on its head, and this is where I feel
Yes.
sorry for her. You go ahead, Monkey.
Yes, it was a 34-year relationship. This was her entire life just flipped upside down. He's gone. That changes the financial dynamics in the household. That changes everybody's emotions in the household, and even family dynamics change when you lose a parent like that.
I was just gonna add though that I think too that she has said over the years that she had stolen food to feed the kids or stolen makeup, that she had to steal things to feed her husband's addiction at what point in time, that she wrote bad checks in order to bring her dog's ashes home.
I
She
forgot
sold
about that.
she sold a couch that was full of bed bugs. I knew it.
That's horrible.
Yeah,
So it's a
Forgot about that. I
pattern,
was there for that.
a
yeah,
pattern
she
of
has
fraudulent
done a
behavior.
lot. Yeah,
Pattern.
she has a criminal record.
Okay, guys. See, like,
Uh-huh.
unfortunately, this just points more in the direction of that she absolutely knows that she, is not gifted and is, frauding people. And I'm not saying that the psychosis thing, doesn't play into it, what have you, but she has a pattern for a long time of using, scammy, underhanded things to take care of issues that she has going on. Exposing scammers, and you guys are more than welcome to come up and speak. Just let that be
Exposing,
known.
get your tuckus up here right now. No, I'm speaking as your friend. Get your tuckus up here.
Oh,
I'm
Let's
look, I
gonna
go.
accidentally sent you an invite.
I'm gonna
Oh
drop because
no!
I'm getting sleepy, but I just want to say thank you for having me up.
Thank you,
See, I'm
Dee.
following you, and
Appreciate
it's
you.
such a pleasure to hear your story, and I'm glad that you're here.
Thank you, Shay. I followed you a while back, so I kind of dip in and out of your lives too.
Oh, amazing. Hope to see you at my hypnosis stuff.
All right, thank you.
Bye, thank you for coming.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Oh, your grandson's there. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
If there's
Then you
anyone
can
else
ignore
that
my
wants to
invite.
speak, Broccoli, you included, if you're still in here, or Mickey herself.
Mickey,
If
please
either,
come up.
if either one of you want to come up and talk, we're more than willing to. As you've seen, as this panel has, had people come and go and be up here, there's no screaming, there's no yelling, there's no nastiness, and the same will go if, we match energy. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
put it that way.
Yeah, I match
Yep.
energy. I'm sorry, I can't
Act
help that. I'm
accordingly.
autistic.
I mean, if not, then we're probably going to wrap it up for the evening. This won't be the last one of these that we do. Like All for One was saying, I think that maybe we should have another one, maybe somewhere down the line. Oh, maybe somebody does want to come up and talk to us.
Good
Hey,
evening.
Lisa. How are
How are you
you?
guys? I'm doing good. I
Good.
just wanted to say I really, maybe I shouldn't say I enjoy watching you guys, but I appreciate what you guys are doing.
We appreciate you saying that because
Yes, thank you.
And Monkey,
sometimes
I didn't see what happened today, but I hope you're doing a lot better. I apologize
Oh,
for
thank
her
you.
hurting
Oh,
you
thank
like
you.
that.
No, 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 no. I'm fine. Thank you so much.
I guess I could say I'm a recovering mod for her. I mean, I was a mod for her like when she very first began,
oh,
and
really?
she blocked me because I was following something that I was reading, and she got mad because I was reading it or something like that, something totally stupid that I don't even know what it was anymore, but I'm a recovering mod, I guess you could say.
Well, we're glad to have you over with us. We enjoy thoroughly our chat. Y'all, I want to say something about that too. Every day, Monkey and I could not go in there and have a live if you guys didn't show up, right? Um,
Yeah.
we appreciate you. We appreciate your comments. Some of you are so funny and witty. And another thing I want to give a shout out to is a broken daughter being in our chat. The bravery, the fact that you are going to say exactly what you think and feel. I love that about you. I think that's great. I appreciate you being in there. And I'm so glad that we have your support as well in what we're doing. And I just want to give a shout out to the people who show up every day, who tap those screens, who send the daily heart me's, who put the comments in the chat. Um, we couldn't do that if you guys weren't there. It would just be me and Monkey talking to each other at that point. You know what I
You
mean?
guys do a great job.
And we appreciate all of you for being there. And I also want to say something about I have never seen like I know we came into this and a lot of people are coming into our live going like, "Oh God, where did you people come from? You're streaming her." And here's some of you people that have been dealing with her for 2 years. You know, she's been harassing you for how long? D. Um, Shay, you know, having arguments with her back and forth through Lelena and all that. And I just want to say how appreciative I am, and I know Monkey is too. I'm going to speak for her for a second of how you've accepted us with open arms and been helpful, showed us, you know, told us things, gave us little tidbits here and there. That Reddit page, shout out to them. That thing is beautifully done. Keep up the good work. I'm over there looking at it almost every day. I greatly appreciate that. But how accepting you've been of newcomers to come in and how you've come into our lives and supported us. And I've been supporting, reposting your videos, hopefully pushing them out, getting you looked at more. We're all about that. That's why I'm always asking people to follow each other when they come in my boxes and when you're in the chat, like exposing scammers, good page for videos about, you know, these people doing this, bringing awareness, another good page. You guys follow those pages. Um, I just want to tell you how thankful I am for that because there's a lot of groups of people that would be like, "Oh, you're new here. How dare you have a live?" You know.
Yeah.
So I really have to tell you how appreciative I am of that. And Monkey, I don't know if you have anything to add, but I'll shut up now.
Oh no, that was pretty much perfect, everything she said. I just wanted to then also say that I am in no way a psychologist, so me bringing information about the spiritual psychosis does not make me a psychologist, nor am I diagnosing her. These were just, when I heard what that was, I was like, let me go look into this, and I felt like the more I read it, the more I could see the connections to her. So again, I'm not a doctor, but I can play one on TikTok.
And
Thank you
she's not
guys.
diagnosing. She's not. She's not giving anybody a
No.
diagnosis. She's just saying like, and hey, Mickey, if you're listening to this, you might want to go read up on that yourself. You know, just so maybe you can have some insight to your own what's clicking up there or what's not,
Yeah.
for that matter, whichever thing it
Yeah.
is.
I just want to thank you guys so much for like everything that you said, speaking for myself as being listed in there. You know, I got a lot of flack from people for a long time who said that I was either just feeding the drama or creating drama by calling out these scammers. Why give sorry, let me deny this phone call that's trying to come through. And, you know, why give them your energy? You're either creating drama or feeding it. And I always said it's because they're hurting vulnerable people and that it is emotionally and spiritually abusive. It is. We got to call it what it is. It's spiritual abuse. It's emotional abuse. It's manipulative. And I care a lot about people, and I would lose followers over it, but not stop because at the end of the day, it not only are people getting hurt, but it gives a bad name for those that like it tarnishes the work and that those of us who are legit in mediumship and intuitive work and other energy work, it tarnishes our names, it tarnishes our fields, it tarnishes our work, and it's not right or fair. And there are a lot of us who are trying to help people to heal. Growing up in a far right cult, the culture was always of grief. You have your people that you lean on, that you grip onto for survival. And when they die, it's like it's the end of the world. And I know that if I go to mediums or people who are claiming to be mediums and they claim to connect with those people that were integral to my survival, and then said some of the awful things that Mikki often says in readings, about how they've died or whatever, that's going to kill me inside. That's going to hurt me. And especially when there's people like Lelania, you know, a perfect example was there was a guy named Josh that his mom had died when he was real young. And she said, and this is just the type of thing that you hear out there, you know, your mother, you know, was um, really disappointed in you or because you turned out to be gay. And he says, no, that's not the case. She loved me. He knew inside that she loved him, supported him. She says, really? You know, like when I hear people like Mikki or Lelania doing like saying these ugly things and then traumatizing and hurting people and then reducing them to tears, it really kills me inside, and I fight for people. My heart has always been to fight for people, and I have sought my own healing for over a decade before I got into my own work because I want people to find healing and wholeness like I did after going through so many extreme things. And I've definitely gotten my fair share of flack for even bothering, but I don't stop because I do care. And that's where my heart's at. And I think that this is a beautiful community that is blooming right now. Community has always been everything to me. So to have another community to be a part of and one that fights for good like this, I'm making a lot of friends here. I've some of you I haven't met until recently. I mean, I just met BS and Monkey, and I just fucking adore you guys. I just met exposing scammers. I just met some of you guys just in recent months or even recent weeks, days. And I fucking adore you guys. And that's even more community. So a community that fights for good, regardless of naysayers. I mean, that's fuck yeah energy right there. So yeah,
I
fuck
told
yeah.
Monkey that
And
we
thank
had
you.
a.
And thank you for having
I
me.
told Monkey we had a phone call today, and I will quote what I said to her. I was like, "Yeah, she's kind of like one of us. Like, yeah,
She
that's
did.
what I told her." And
Straight up.
and we are going to work on like a place where we can all come together, like we're a bigger community. That we're going to have that in the works, but I yeah, we like you too. We like so many of the people we've met. For we haven't been here very long, but I feel that we've all clicked together, and
Yeah.
it's been great. And
Yeah, I feel
go
very
ahead.
welcomed, I feel very welcomed by all of you, and I know that um, you guys get what we're saying, that we're not trying to harm your community. We're trying to help you guys by fixing this problem for you, or aiding
Helping,
and or not
yeah.
aiding, helping the
We're
problem.
helping to fix it because
Yeah.
by no means are we going to come in and say, "Look what we did! We fixed everything now." No, this is a community effort, and it, like I said, everyone matters to us. Whether you're in the chat, just chatting it up, tapping your screen. Those of you that listen to us while you are working every day, I have to. I love the fact that, like, do you know how many messages I'll get? Like, oh my God, I have to work today, and you guys weren't on. Like, I had a horrible day because I didn't have you guys. Like that gives us like the want to, because sometimes it's like, Oh my God, because we know like it's gonna be a haul, like because she's a long hauler. She gets on there and she stays, you know. Um,
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
and so it's kind of like, oh, you know, but that gives us the like want to go do it because we know that like some of you like to listen to us and that we get you through your workday, and you do that for us too. Like you are
Mm-hmm.
giving energy to that room as well, just by being in there. And
Yep.
yeah, you're right. I know chaos. And you come like whenever you take your breaks and you make your comments in the chat, and we see you. We do. Um, I try to, and so does Monkey. Call out the comments, respond to them, and sometimes that makes us over talk the live that's occurring on the screen. And sometimes, you know, don't feel like you have to leave there and go to her room. Please say to us, can you please shut your big fat traps right now? We want to hear what she's
Right.
saying because
Yeah.
sometimes we need that reminder as well. And we
I've
will
got to
not
really
be
hold myself
offended.
back. I really have to hold
Yep.
myself back because I could really let it rip. Some of you have been to my lives and I will curse out Mikki. I mean, I'm holding myself back to be as calm as possible and have these discussions. But there are times that I'm so pissed at what she does hurting other people or how she uses my name that I let it rip on my life. People know me. I
Let me
mean,
tell you, when we ended the live tonight, by no means was I angry that we had to end the live. I would, if we had been live for 10 minutes and Monkey reacted that way, I would have ended that live. I would, you know what I mean? Because that's more important to me. Her as a human being and my friend is more important to me than any live. You know, that's meaningless. But I will tell you, when I got off there, I was like, "That's stupid." Blah blah blah. Like I mean, beep beep
oh
beep
my
beep beep
God.
beep beep. Um, because that it was heartbreaking for me to watch that happen, and it had me so pissed off. Like she better be glad that she's a screen and states away, because if there was a way that you could reach through your phone and like just give somebody the best like flick to the forehead, I probably would have knocked her glasses into that shelf that sits behind her. Okay, because that's how angry it made me.
See,
So I
I loosely
completely get
use
you,
the word
Shay.
hoe, and my favorite line is drop kicking hoes. And I, do you know how many times while I am venting about things Mickey's doing that I've said I seriously just want to drop kick hoes? I mean, I'm relentless. I
I
can be
said worse
relentless
than
when I'm
that
pissed
this
off.
after, like this evening when that happened. I said by far worse than hoes.
Yeah.
Like I was I think maybe I had got psychically connected with Debbie because I was like making up swear words, like putting together words that don't belong together to swear at a person because it had me that angry. Um, and I apologize, that's happening to people. And please, you guys, if you are in our live and you are emotionally, leave. Please leave. Don't sit in there. Don't feel that you need to
Yeah.
sit. Get out. Go look at something else. Go look at dogs. Go look at cats. Go look at the kids. Have you seen that AI of the kids that are swearing at their like at the adults around them like they're in church, and they'll be like, "What is somebody smells like they shit their pants?" And it's a toddler, and it's all AI though. Go look at that stuff. Go get away from it. And that's why our moderators will sometimes put the 988 messages in there. Yeah, go watch Glass Fruit. Right, Lab Girl. Um,
You know what? Call me and I'll let you watch Lily.
yeah, go look
This
at
this
Dark
is Lily,
Song.
Oh,
guys. She's my puppy. 2 years old. Call me.
But yeah, don't stay there and do that to yourself. That's why I ended that one the way that I did, and we were getting ready to anyway, and it had to happen because I would not let that continue on. Um, I was gonna let her have time to regain herself, and she couldn't, and
Yeah, I couldn't.
no blame. Like, let me tell you, you had every right to react that way because I happen to know what it, exactly why you reacted that way.
Right.
And that is why we are talking about it, because what about people who don't have the coping mechanism? What about the people who don't know how to self-soothe themselves? There's so many issues going on there, and some of the readings, the things she calls readings, honestly are unqualified half-ass therapy sessions. They're not there's no reading going on. There's her making assumptions and giving half-ass advice.
Yeah, it's a lot of
And
wild guesses, not connecting to one person kind of connecting to every person connected to the person she's talking to. Oh, that's your brother's uncle's cousin's favorite color? Yes, that's what I meant. You
Telling
know,
her own
it's
stories, like when they trigger her to like think of something in her own life, and then she goes on a tangent about herself.
mm-hmm.
Um, that's just the
Real quick.
narcissism glimmering through, though, y'all. Don't get that messed up.
Hey everyone, I've
Mm-hmm.
got to go. I just want to thank everybody who's still here and thank the mods, thank the hosts. Thank you guys for having me. I'm gonna drop out of here and get some rest. But I love you all, and I'm so grateful for this community. And thank you for all you do.
Thank you for
Sincerely.
coming out. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Shay. We'll see you around.
We'll probably see you tomorrow. Monkey will be streaming tomorrow, though, you guys. When she comes live,
Yes.
Monkey will be streaming on her page. I'll still get in a box with her. But make sure you are following her. Because she'll be doing this some days. I'll do it some days. She'll do it. Because we're trying to, help each other. Now, if something were to happen during her live, like happened to me today, like where my internet went out and it like froze the thing, then I would simply just take over inside of her live, like she did for me today. And so them thinking like if they block your account or they block mine or whatever, we even have backups beyond that. We got Berto. We have a whole team of people. Like you don't
Right. We are
understand.
quite the network. We are quite the
Really.
network. We're very relentless. We can find out lots of information and we can be everywhere all at once.
I'm going to go ahead and drop down right now, but
Okay,
thank you
Lisa.
so much for having me up.
You're welcome,
Thank you,
And I'll
Lisa.
Lisa.
see you guys all tomorrow.
We'll
All
see you
right, we'll be
tomorrow.
around.
Lisa is the newest, one of the newer members of our chat. We enjoy having her up here, and thank you. And she was a moderator for her at one point too, along with Gizmo. And isn't it funny that we've been friends with Gizmo for how long, and we never knew this? Like Gizmo never said, like, "Hey, I used to moderate for this like crazy psychic lady. You should check her out." Never, it
Yeah.
never been a topic of conversation. So that's what really angered me about her calling her a backstabber. Because if Gizmo were a backstabber, you know what she would have done long ago? She would have come to Monkey and I and been like, "Hey, you should go look at this person. That's a
Mm-hmm.
backstabber." That didn't
But
happen.
she didn't.
No, she didn't do anything like that. So you were, and she was still trying to say that like, well, she was nothing like that when I knew her. I wonder what's happened. Like she was giving you a little bit of benefit of the doubt in a lot of conversations. So that was really gross what you did the other day, and you might want to rethink those actions because people who are kind of like still trying to go to bat for you a little bit, you are turning them against you completely.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that you realize that. And again, I want to reiterate, we are not hating on anyone. We do not hate her. We don't think she's a monster. We don't think she's a horrible person. We do think she's taking advantage of people and being hurtful. That's it. That's what we feel about it. And Monkey, I'm gonna let you say stuff because I talk too much.
Oh no, it's fine. I like just being like the hype girl. Yeah. Uh-huh. We've had some great participation in the chat tonight.
Yeah.
I really oh, Nikki's telling her story in the chat. That story that Nikki has is I just can't believe some of the things that have been said to people. Knowing what happened to me this afternoon, and like BS said, I have coping mechanisms. I have a support system, and if I didn't, and my brain went to really dark places, I just can't imagine someone going to that place. I can, but I don't want to imagine going to that place. I'm sure everyone knows what I mean.
Absolutely. Absolutely, we do. And that's why that's one of the things that you'll see go through our chat every now and then. If my moderators start to feel that there's something that could be very triggering to people, they will start putting like, if you're having issues, if you're having problems, call 988. We tell them to do that. And I trust them so much that I know that they know when to do it. And you'll see that happen, and that's why that's happening, because they are aware that they feel that there's something that could be triggering to someone, and you don't know. That's the thing, is it could be anything. It could be anything. Just like, she was talking today and all of a sudden it struck Monkey, and the thing was, is I was sitting there and I was like hoping, I was so hoping that Monkey would be okay, but I knew what she was saying could possibly be problematic. That's happening all the time with different subjects for different people. And that's why you'll see that go through our chat. I just don't want people to think that we're like weird like that or something. But that's why we have a reason why we do that, because we are trying to look out for even our chat's mental health. We're considered about her mental health too. And here's the thing: if she came and boxed up with us and said, like, you're right, maybe I need to look at this, maybe I need some of this, we would find her resources. I mean, Dala Diva would be more than willing to help her find a therapist. I promise you that. She would be on it first thing in the morning. She would have that woman phone numbers by 10 a.m. So anybody who needs some kind of help like that, please, if there's something we can do to help, let us know. And if we can't do it, we're going to find somebody that can.
Yep, that's what we're about.
But Monkey, I don't know if there's anything you want to say to wrap this up, but I think I've said almost everything I possibly can. I can only thank again, and I appreciate so much everyone that shows up every day. And I appreciate everybody that came to this live tonight, and that signed up and registered and liked those posts and reposted them. That's invaluable. We can't get that from anywhere but you guys.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this new community we're building up. It's really fun. It's really nice to learn all these new people, all these different personalities. It's been a good week. Now, it was a rough afternoon, but I'll be fine.
Yeah, and I mean, and like I said, the reason we're doing this is for the people that can be hurt and don't have the ability to be taken care of, to know how to take care of themselves even. And she needs to be aware of that. She needs to be providing resources to people. If she feels that she's left someone with some stuff, you need to leave them with resources. And if you don't know what those resources are, you need to start researching and have those at hand. That's just you being a responsible adult with doing what you're doing. Take that to heart, Mikki. Change that. You should know what those things are. You should have them available. That woman that you told, about the grape and all that, you should have some resources for her at the end of that. I mean, you gave her information that could cause her to go cause harm to somebody else in her family. That's a lot. That's a load to put onto somebody and then send them away. Clicking off an app and you going inside your house.
Think about the ripple effect of what you're saying to them. Just think about it.
Is it worth $50? Would somebody leaving there and causing harm to themselves or someone else be worth $50? That's a thought to keep in mind too. That kind of makes me a little bit sick to my stomach when I think about it a lot. How cheap someone else's price is that you're willing to. They're expendable to you for $50. The way I feel
Mary,
about
we
it.
don't know, but that's why we do this. That's why we point it out, because we don't know why the app does it. Why does the app allow it?
Yeah. I mean, it'll flag, somebody, nudity. It'll flag, a kid in the camera. It flags all that. Well, why isn't it flagging, But she's gotten wise to you. That's getting by the flaggings. So when you see weird shit like that, let that be a red. Go see why they might be doing that. Go look it up. Go check it out. Ask questions. Use your own deduction to figure out that these people are up to no good. We're going to keep pointing it out, and that's why we like to do it live, because it's kind of hard to come in here and use examples that not everyone has seen, but everyone in the room can see it happening in front of them, and we can go right here. This is this. This is that. It makes it easier to point it out, and And, we try to make it as fun as possible. We try to bring a little bit of light to it. We do a little bit of joking
Yeah.
around. But one thing we're not going to do, don't come in our chat ever and say, like, about somebody's looks or, we're not about that. Not at
No.
all. But I don't really have much more to say. If you don't, Monkey, I guess we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, I think we're good. It's getting late.
Yeah,
What
it's
a night.
10:30, and
What a day.
this was a great live. Thank you guys. And I'm going to tell you what I always tell you when I get out of the live. Be careful in the streets, stay out of the back alleys. And I'm also adding to this. Look out for each other. Look out for each other. Anyway, y'all, we'll see you tomorrow. Monkey will be streaming, and we'll meet you in there, and we'll have another good day. Y'all have a good night.
Eat your vegetables.
Leave the broccoli out.